School starts tomorrow for Fairfax County, and I know that's not all the kids in the church, but because this Monday message will come out on the first day of school, this one is for the kids. If you have a kid or a grandchild, feel free to watch this with them. And if you are a beloved child of God of any age, you can also listen to this one as well. But it is about a boy king named Josiah that we find in 2 Kings chapter 22. And he is only 8 years old when he becomes king, and he reigned in Jerusalem for 31 years, which is a pretty long time to have been king. It shows that he was doing a pretty good job. And in the 18th year of his reign, okay, if school just started, how old is he? If he started when he was 8, it's 18th year, he's 26. He's 26 years old. He sends his secretary into the temple of the Lord, and at first it's kind of to pay people, the workers and the supervisors, because their temple is under construction. They're doing a really big project about it, a rebuild of it, and he gets word from somebody in the temple that they have found a book while they were doing their rebuild, and it's very exciting, and they want to see what the book is. So Josiah begins to read it and discovers it is a book. It's a holy book, that it's scripture. It's a book of the law, and it tells all about God and how people should follow God. And when they do read it, they realize they were doing some things that they weren't supposed to be doing, and they decided, based on what they read in the book, to immediately say they were sorry and to try to do better. And Josiah does this by getting all the people together. And it says the people that have important jobs that you would be familiar with, like the priests and the prophets, but also every single person of every single age. And he reads the book to them, to all of them, so they can promise together to follow what it says. That is the word ish of the Lord from 2 Kings 22, but really that was a summary. Wow, he was a king at age 8. And he was really wise, because he saw that the people had this great chance. While they were rebuilding their temple, they could rebuild themselves. While things were new in lots of places, they could look at being new as a people as well. That got me thinking, because we are rebuilding our church, and we are right at the start of the school year. And it feels like a lot of things are new right now. And I wonder what kinds of discoveries we will make about who we want to be this year as a church, as kids, as students, if you're heading off to school. Because that book that they found in their temple was written hundreds of years before by people to tell them what was important, who wanted to tell people hundreds of years later what kind of people they were, and in order to help them to know what kind of people they can be and what it looks like when those people hundreds of years later were at their best. As a church, we read from a book just like this, actually very similar, because it has the same parts of it in it, and that's our Bible. And it tells us what it looks like for us to be our best, how it is that we can best share the love of God, follow the ways of Jesus by noticing that someone needs help, and then responding by having those Jesus eyes to see who might need a little love or a little kindness. Maybe it's a new kid at school this year. Maybe it's a person that you notice at having a hard time. So I wonder if this year you and your family, and maybe our whole church, as we are all in this rebuilding new time together, can keep track of all the ways that we are following Jesus, how we are doing it when we're doing it at our best. Or maybe we could even write it on a scroll and stick it somewhere in a closet of the church, so that maybe hundreds of years from now, some kids and Sunday school teachers would find it and they would read it. And they would be amazed at what you were like. And they would decide to make some changes because they were inspired by you, and because you, as the scripture says, follow the Lord with your heart and soul. How amazing would it be if we could do that as a whole church and tell those stories for hundreds of years? My goodness, our church has already been telling stories like this for hundreds of years, and we get to be a part of it. Thanks be to God. Go in peace.